I want Mr. Hazul is like, I can't get over the lack of quotation marks. We're using them now. In fact, I'd say that this has got to be a fic that like starts off really low, like garbage tier, and has very much been picking itself off the ground. It's impressive, truly. It's actually kind of baffled with how fast this has been going. In terms of like pulling itself together. It's great. There's still the other wolf. There's still some time left before dawn sounds served within the duo of Anon and Sage. Oh yeah, because Anon is an isekai character, so he got himself a slave wife, I guess. And he also beat Mia in a way that is just unsatisfying because you do know that fights are satisfying because the protagonist has to earn it. Anon just wins because he wins. There's nothing to the fight that felt like it could have gone either way. We don't feel like Anon really deserves it. Like, sure, we don't like Mia, but Anon is not someone we're really rooting for, right? There's a difference between someone we're rooting for winning a fight and someone who's like, yeah, sure, I guess it's him. No. Anon doesn't really have a lot of good personality that makes him, fun. It's kind of lame. Uneasy says because Doris' first was accused of who it was. He didn't remember that he now lived with Anon. What an idiot. All those things from his old room until he put on his glasses and could scan his new surroundings. There's noise downstairs. Paleo wax lamp. Neat. Back in medieval times, fire lighting was like a whole thing. No lighters, no, you had to use a flint and steel, or you had to keep a fire going. That might have been other methods, actually. I imagine that fire making is one of those things that people generally work on. And the reason it's called a tinderbox is because they would put actual tinder in there when kindling. So it's getting from humble origins being a cook. He knows his way around a knife. That is to defend himself from thieves and horrifies him. Shouldn't it be like the thought of having to use one against a person? Because you use that stuff to cut up all kinds of meat. And the horrifying part is that he has to use it on someone that's alive and conscious, and like he's not going to eat them. Like it's a very different kind of use. So wearing his little pants. His itty bitty pants. Sage crept forward, frightened, without alerting Anon. Not wanting to get a message, but blah blah. Now we have intruders. Who the hell is this guy? Oh, it's probably the guy who actually lives here. For the love of all that is whole, he's armed! Oh. Anon, could you just wear your armor when you're going out? People don't recognize you without your skin. You gotta wear your skin, Bingus. Anon, you are an idiot! Ha 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 ha! Thank you. No, I can't believe I got battered by a little boy. With just a little guy. I mean, if you can see good at nighttime hunting isn't a terrible idea. You go prepare the deer. Sage, I'm done. I'm spent. Alright, my lord. I hear so orders you can wash for a few hours. I'll take the chance to prepare breakfast and lunch before getting some rest myself. Never hurts to practice in this emergency style. Emergency style? Was going to practice combat fencing with Nasser. The lad is sort of a captain of a guard, is equipped with heavy armor like Anon's, much more ornate, a sign of his status along with a short and sealed. Look at this fucking dark nut ass dingus. Frickin' tart knuckle. That's what they used to be called, and then they flipped it and called them dark nuts. I mean, I don't know if dark nut is all that much better. This time Anna was going to fight unarmed. You want to practice unarmed techniques. Well, I've mentioned before, right? If you're using a sword against plate mail, you might as well just fucking wrestle the guy to the ground. That's usually how these things win. Please, not. It's not a dirty move. You're doing hand-to-hand combat. You got his armor from Tibet. From Tibet Septum. Don't let the CCP hear you. In a real fight, I would have already taken a crap in my hand and tossed it at you. It's a decent weapon. It's how prisoners get you. I say that, but that's a real way to fuck someone up, right? You put some shit on a shiv and bam! Bitch got all kinds of diseases. An angry Nasser. Come on, Nasser. You're here to teach him techniques, not get mad. You're here to train. Why are you so mad? I like how he just grabs the shield. Nasser, shouldn't you have your shield strapped in? How can you just pluck it off your hand? Like, people, you don't just hold a shield. It's strapped on your forearm, both for stability and for force dispersal, and so people can't just take your shield. This implies that if Nasser walks into a battlefield, someone could just walk up to him, take a shield, and walk off with $20,000. Yeah, pink eye. Come on. Oh, wow. Why is Anon doing everyone's role in this? Anon, like, it's part Anon is getting glazed like crazy, and part Anon is just filling everyone's character roles. Anon is not the central character. Anon is the character. Everyone else is just there to do what they're supposed to do, and Anon does the rest for them. And even then, he still steals their parts. Like, there's a reason why Fang and Trish have barely shown up in 4 chapters, and it's mostly been Mia. Because Mia's the only person he can beat up where there's some emotional satisfaction. Jesus Christ. Nasser, why were you allowed to have a sword if you're this violent about it? Like, I just want to say that the vast majority of people who learn how to do sword fighting, like, you don't get this mad about it. Like, you might get a little frustrated, but if you're doing a practice fight, you keep it to yourself. It just fucking keeps beating. But the Patero, why is it italicized? Oh, what do you expect from a dinosaur? Of course he's gonna lose his calm. I said I yield, Uncle. Oh, we're just straight up using the fucking art sign. We're straight up just using the art sign. Okay, fine. Art. Art open. Mia gotta become obsessed with Anon because the humiliation becomes Imajima. Oh, please, Senator, stop tempting me things I don't ever want to see. Nothing more than a short-range telekinetic push at Nasser flying. I like how you described it as nothing more than a short-range telekinetic push, yet a guy in full plate mail just gets launched away. I mean, admittedly, you did just resort to slurs, Anon. Yeah, Anon's a Witcher, which I don't like at all. Anon has demonstrated so far cool sword techniques. He has demonstrated healing magic, and he has demonstrated the art sign. So, to put it bluntly, Anon is, at age 17, a trained soldier, hardened against battle, apparently just extremely good at hand-to-hand combat to the point that, like, he can just destroy a novice. He has demonstrated extreme competence with magic. Like, I'm not going to tell you, man, if someone could just pull a little magic sign out in the middle of nothing, that's competence. I don't know what to tell you. Is Anon going to turn out to be a Witcher? I'd actually like that. I would prefer it if Anon just comes out and, yes, I'm a Witcher. Because that at least justifies some of what's going on, and I can be like, aw, poor little boy. He had to go through all that. But that doesn't work, because he's already given us his backstory. So, Jesus Christ, Anon. Why are you such a miserable person? It's like... It kind of makes this hard to read, right? Like, I don't want Anon to get romantically involved with anyone, because I don't think he's healthy for literally anyone. Not even himself. As long as you don't go and redo the healer... Oh my fucking... Do you have to bring that one up? Oh my god! Please, Senator! Why are you nothing but backstabs? Could you just say something that doesn't make me freak out? Oh, I missed one. Encore update. They complete the backgrounds. Everything else isn't done. New bonus chapters only involving Sage and Leo. Should be done in January. Demo fully voiced. Why are they working on bonus chapters if everything else isn't done? Bonus chapters on only Sage and Leo. Fair enough. They're new characters. You might as well. I mean, if they're going to be done in January, that's impressive. They got like a month or two. Anyway, Nasser couldn't take it anymore and keeps owning. And then the art account's like, stop! And there's Chet. Both are confined to detention cells. That's not what detention is! Detention is you're stuck in a classroom. God damn it, they can't even get school right. And then they just start talking. Why are they in adjacent cells? Why are they in adjacent... Whose dumbass put him in adjacent cells? I'm sorry, Nasser. Is your wing that sensitive of a subject? Oh my god, is he gonna explain his fucking wing? He's just gonna explain his fucking wing story! We're 4 chapters in and Anon just glazes this man in the... Hey, come on. Just put him into ice form. Just put him on ice. I'm glad that we're out here and he's in there and we're the sheriff. Oh. Just I'd like you to glide through, but it's ugh. We are speedrunning everything. I'm not sure she hates you. Listen, Anon, you've seen Fang like once. You have seen Fang once and you haven't even talked to them. Man, I'm getting a bit of a whiplash. Let's try to get some whiplash elements to it, man. Why do you keep avoiding them, blah, blah, blah? But the cards told me. The cards keep telling me you're a loser. Was there a Fang? No, we have not seen Fang's sprite. We've only seen Reed so far, I think. So not Trish. You and your damn cards, sure, let's have a duel. You want to fight a mage? You can't just geek the mage, Anon. That's rude. That's a driver off. Okay, then let's have a duel. If I win, you'll be my friend forever. Wait, we're doing a reverse harem within Anon? Wow. I'll give you the cards you hate so much. I don't think Anon wants her. Trish is a Slayer dwarf from Warhammer Fantasy. Oh. I've kind of been workshopping my version of this, and I kind of like the idea. I kind of like the idea that between all the things that there are, right? I really... How to explain this? So I've just been having a lot of fun with a whole bunch of random bullshit. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. The trigrams. So the hexagrams and the trigrams. You might not know about them. I think I'm just going to stick to the trigrams. They're good enough for this. The trigrams are forms of combat for spell swords, which are people who keep a hand free to use actual spells. And then there is the stances, which are based on normal elements, and then there are a couple of extra ones, and those have combinations. And the idea is that Trish is the kind of person who would use fire and earth. She doesn't budge. She doesn't want to go along with anything. She's very stubborn. She's very earth-like, but she's also very aggressive and forward, and more than willing to burn everything down to get what she wants. So, you know, that kind of idea. Just something I'm thinking about. Just having fun. It'd be very expansive and it'd be very indulgent. And the trick with such things is to keep it in mind. Write it down somewhere, but don't fucking throw it around. People don't want to see it. Man, you should look up the hexagram table sometime. It's just fun. There's the great possessing, converting the maiden, the small exceeding. It's made of mountain and thunder. Keep that in mind, kids. It's the letter H. It's just neat. I just think it's neat. Okay. I mean, I Ching also has the 5 elements: wood, earth, fire, metal, and water. It doesn't have air, because if I recall correctly, in a lot of that, air is also associated with chi and the life force, thus it's not a conventional element, so it gets excluded from things like that sometimes. But what do I know? I'm not Japanese, coming from central country. I come from lower lands. I don't need friends. I made up my mind, Anon. This is something you need. You need to kiss a girl, Anon. That's what incels tell me solve all problems. Why do you talk to incels? Because I'm terminally online, Anon! Do I look like I have better things to do? Anon could probably solo Tomb of Horrors. Yeah, this Anon probably could. He'd look at the green demon face and like throw Trish into it, going like, yep, Sphere of Annihilate it. Admittedly, I think that trap is hilarious because it's like, you're just gonna stick your you're not gonna poke it with a 10-foot pole first? You're just gonna shove your whole head in there like an idiot? My man, you're playing D&D and you're playing the Advanced Boy module. Why don't you poke everything with a stick? No, I'm just gonna jump in there. Woo! I made my man Anon something you need. No, spears has nothing to do with it. Although we can get him in on the harem if you want to. And honestly, that'd be cute if Anon and Stella both tried to get their own stupid harems. And I was tired of the girl's mystical proclamations. Oh boy, it's smooching time. Damn my luck, why was I so stupid to suggest the duel? I don't want to fight her. I don't want to hurt her. Well, Anon, did you forget the part where, like, people have, like, don't die belts? You'll be fine. You can just beat her up as much as you want and it's her fault. You need to be faster, remove this armor plates and chainmail, leaving only the gambeson covering his body. I imagine that with magical spells, like, it depends on the setting. In some cases, it's like metal conducts magic, so you don't want to metal when you're casting. And armor only makes it easier to get hit. In things like D&D 3.5, your touch AC goes down with armor because you can only have so much dex benefit. So you're easier to hit with touch spells, which is what most spells are. So there's like all kinds of arguments. But in some settings, it's like if someone shoots a magic boulder at you, you better wear armor, buddy. But and in some, it's like, you know, cloth and natural substances absorb magic. So it's like leather armor is better against magic. You know, there's all kinds of arguments. This time the cover set of our roots with a harder surface, you can avoid shrapnel and find cover just as well. With the harder surface, there's gonna be more shrapnel in general, you bingus. So in my one, right? So listen, I have a big ol' thing where I just keep a bunch of ideas. The idea is that I would write 1 or 2 chapters and then just publish them and be like, this is some ideas that I've had. And I will never finish them because I just lack the capacity to do so. I admit that I'm a big fat loser. And I wanted the first chapter to be, you know, that's always the introduction chapter, and the second chapter would have been him dueling Mia, and it's just sad. It's like half a page of the two of them are pretending to be super cool guys, but it's the most lame fight you've ever seen, and that's the point. And Spears is like, oh my god, you guys are such fucking losers, and he takes their weapons. It's great. It's great. It's all you need. Oh. It's fantastic. I like it. Admittedly, this particular setting I would tend to use for some other stuff too, like a Liz and Anon hookup thing that I had in mind. But honestly, I don't even know, man. For that set, for this thing, also I'd like the idea that Nasser and Fang are both. Normally, I'd try to stick with the original, so Ripley would be involved. But I kind of like the idea that Nasser and Fang are as they are in Goodbye Volcano High. They're from over there. They're from the Arabian Nights. They're from Al-Qadim. And Fang in specific is not even supposed to be there because Fang is technically the heir because Nasser's family practices metalinity or the uterine lineage. So he's like, nah, I'm not in line for the throne. Fang is. And Fang is like, I'm gonna be a necromancer. Do I look like a girl to you? And all that fun stuff. So we get a whole different arc on that. A whole different angle. Why Anon would want to hit up with Fang, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we're not just doing a one-for-one retelling. Maybe we're just gonna see where the story takes us. Maybe I'm never gonna fucking finish it. And it's all just hopes and dreams. And I cry myself to sleep every night because I made this entire thing. So all I have to do is finish 1 chapter, maybe 2. But I just can't. Even that's too much to ask. It's like, whatever the goalpost is, I will stop right before it. Is this the fucking Zeno's paradox? Is Zeno's paradox in the room right now? Zeno, get your fucking paradox out of my room. I can outrun a turtle. Ugh. Please, Stella, I don't want to fight you. It's too late. But this fight is destiny. Destiny is destiny. No, Xenos with a Z. Zeno. He was some guy, and I think the paradox is like, in a race, the quickest runner can never overtake the slower since the pursuer must first reach the point where the pursuer started, so that the slower always holds the lead. So basically, he's like, if you follow things step by step, I must, you know, it's really dumb. And then there's like, that which is local motion must arrive at the halfway stage before it arrives at its goal. It's like, okay, so it must infinitely be at halfway points. So there's infinitely small steps. And then I think there's the one with like the arrow, where like the arrow is always motionless at any instant in time. So it can never actually go anywhere. Xenos is a big bingus. He's one of those binguses who's like, oh, it's so mathematically smart. But yeah, it really is just like being a little math bitch. Fortunately, out of preparation, Stella wasn't very popular, so it's fine if I just beat the shit out of her. Oh, there's no one here. Only a few people showed up. Oh, you're so lame, Anon. Where are the upperclassmen in this? Why are all these people just allowed to do shit and there's no upperclassmen? Because Mia didn't really strike me as experienced enough to be an upperclassman. And no turning back, Anna says... Why Spears here? Wow, Spears. Anon can cast haste? Anon can just cast haste. So he can cast a healing spell, sword magic, signs, and he can just cast haste. What fucking magic system is this? I don't want to hurt you. Casts haste? As a warrior? Jesus Christ, Anon. I don't want to hurt you. Yeah, why not do something else? Why not do some discus throwing? A little game of chess. Shouldn't the school encourage some non-lethal duels? Like between chefs, just like who can make the better dish, you know? Have some variety. With haste, this lad's equipment strides became superhuman. He missed Stella by a mile and ended up against the mountain. Oh, so we're now just using D&D spells. So we have ambiguous magic, we have sword magic, and on top of that we have just D&D magic. Oh no, we had that last time with Hunter's Mark. Yeah, Hunter's Mark already came up. Ugh. Like, I'm fine if you want to combine all these magical effects in one big heap, but you can't just... You have to distinguish this stuff before you do it. Like, the thing I'm writing is an expansion of, like, there are... How to put this? Well, hold on, let me find my notes. The basics are there are 5 sort of stages of spellcasting. There are powers, which are basically like adepts, phys adepts from Shadowrun. They're like passive abilities, and maybe there's like a little pew-pew ability. These are they lower your maximum by locking your points in, but you don't have to do anything with them. And pretty much anyone can do that. Anyone can give himself a little armor. Anyone can get a good punch if they really wanted to. You gotta learn how to do it, though. Wilding is kind of like force of will. It's like when you go, ah! And then magic flies out of your face. That's wilding. It's inefficient and inaccurate. Then there's signs, spells, and shouts, depending on if you're going with somatic component, combination, or verbal. And those are like proper spells, as people would call them. Then you have chance invocations and invocations and incantations, which are, you know, they're kind of like bard buffs. They're meant for area more than anything else. They're pretty efficient, but they'll keep you busy. You can't do anything else. You can't... And then finally, of course, there's rites and rituals, which is... I'm stuck in jump space for a week. I'm just gonna do a little ritual and get myself a nice snack. You know? Like, you need time for these. Good luck throwing those out on a dime. And so when people start casting spells, it's like you can kind of figure out what they can and can't do. Because for the 3rd level, for those actual spells, you kind of need a hand free, generally speaking. Or you need some time. You can't just throw them out when someone's on top of you going, ah, and licking your face. Like they're Girahim. I have an answer from Earden. Man threw away. Oh, hold up. I'm not too familiar with the Earden sign because I haven't really done a lot with Witcher in a while. I'm very unfamiliar. Let me just look up the Wikipedia, the Wiki fandom page. Ugh, get out of here, Wiki. In the Witcher. Oh, that's that trap glyph. Yeah. Causing knockback damage and a chance inflicts effect. Upgrade this sign. Like I get the idea of it, right? But I don't remember the melee combat being conducive to guiding enemies around. Enhanced Ard, bruh. What do you mean enhanced Ard? You telling me the bitch is walking around? Bitch is walking around with some walking around money? Let's see, the base one just staggers. Leave it centered. There are so many things that I just get confused. Wait, Stella can cast Ard? Those aren't spells. They're signs. Bitch! They're not spells! They're like little hand gestures. Oh, they are... Oh, no, wait. The wiki does call them simple magic spells. Okay, so I guess they are technically spells. Let's see. Geralt. Heliotrope. Concentration and the gesture are enough. That's why they call it a sign. Because you're just throwing gang signs around. Stella can cast Enhanced, Ard, and Yuden. Knocking down walls, setting degrees, fire, setting magical traps. Luckily for Anon, low level too far behind him. Aren't you supposed to put traps in front of people, Stella? So Anon just rushes in and just throws her staff away? Really? That's what we're doing? It's better this way. Stop with the ellipses, for fuck's sake! You can only have one person using ellipses, and then just tone it down. Now she pulls out a little retractable wand. Like it goes flick, like a baton, and goes blam. Wow. How lame. I hope that this isn't ranked, because that'd be so lame. What? Why did we spend any time on this? Nothing happened. The only thing that happened is that Stella sucks ass, but we already know that, because Anon's too great. Wow. All they had to do was grab the staff, and Stella hasn't learned any, like, self-defense techniques as a wizard? How lame. Why did she duel? Wouldn't you at least learn some? Why'd you give it back already? I guess there's a duel. And you could just give him back. That's not how... What do you mean, terms of the duel? She gave him to you, now you can give him back. Is Spark a spell? Tiny flames, basically like a lighter. I mean, that'd probably be like a cantrip. Oh, that's a good reason. If I give him back, she'll just keep doing that. Wow. Man, Anon, can you just shut up for 5 seconds? This Anon, like, I know that Inko and Anon think a lot. They have a lot of big thinks. But I don't like how much this Anon talks. He's such a miserable man. And I just want him to just die. I just want him to fall onto the ground, someone kicks his head into the mud, and he just drowns. Right there and then. No great noble death. Just the ironic impracticality of full plate. But, my lord! Jesus Christ. So, let me put this straight. Stella bets the cards. Anon wins the cards. It's not even a fight. And then the next fucking section is just give the cards back. Are we doing anything? Can you just delay this to the next chapter and do something else instead? You know? Some delayed gratification? Ugh. Can't just backpedal your shit 2 seconds later. What the hell? Where were you in your stupid nightly nonsense? Rosa wants to duel him now. If you would, we'll leave you alone forever, and then just like that, you stupid loner. It's Kalomo! He truly is Sword Art Online. He sure is. Which means that he won't die, unfortunately. Like, it's not even arrogance you can really assign to Anon, because he's not, like, trying to... Like, he just has a very specific, jerkish way of going about things. So it's like, if he loses, I don't even give a shit, because it's not, like, something that he cares about, in the grand scheme of things. What's wrong with this Stella's card? Just burn the fucking cards, man! You're allowed to destroy them! Also, hey, look, not only do we have quotation marks, we now have properly, like, oh, this is the thought. We have it italicized. Screen readers can't pick up on that stuff, so I'm a little mad about the people who have sight problems or dyslexia, but hey, whatever. In charge of the rebels who were sent to tend the gardens. Rosa chose a completely flat area. This was going to be a duel for everyone to see. No cameras here! She truly is an Amazon. Yes, in the sense that she comes from the Amazonian. The Nod's heavily armored, Rosa armor's former friend, pleasing to the eye. Man, I love that stupid hawk helmet. That's great. Like, look at this. This just looks kind of neat. Also, Obsidian is, like, really black, man. It is not grayish. I know that using pure blacks is a little in most art forms because it leaves little space for shading and highlights, but with Obsidian, you can go for it. Also, this is not what a Makohutl looks like. At all. They are A, straight, and B, meant to exploit the sharp edge of Obsidian. They are not clubs. They are meant to be used like swords. Also, if you're gonna do this, just make a fucking Morningstar, man. Also, did they have a story after the whole Dirk is finished? Okay, listen. I need to hold on. Sorry, I gotta put my little beans down. After Sword Art Online, I think they had Elfheim, and after that they had Gunheim. Like, they basically did the same thing twice. They basically kept having problems. Where it was like, oh no! I'm stuck in a video game. And for some reason, I think he got to keep all the shit into Gunheim or whatever. It was really weird, man. I don't want to talk about Sword Art Online. It's just like, this guy, the guy who made it basically does not know video games, and isn't that he has basically confessed to it. And it shows in... It just makes me so mad! Truly, being a successful author has nothing to do with your capacity to be good at writing. It's all marketing. And luck, I guess, you know. Being in the right place at the right time. A.k.a. Harry Potter. But Fatface says showcasing the beginning. I'm gonna keep this. I just want to be left alone. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. Begin. Can't you have something cool like fight? Or duel? Or something, I don't know. Come on, Spears. You're giving a show as much as you're giving a duel. And on side and steeled himself. He should have adamantined himself. Rosa was somebody fit for her strength. Is she? I thought she was a nun. So, she's a Christian nun, right? She walked... Hold up. She walked around with a cross and everything. Yeah, no, she didn't have a cross, but she did look like she dressed like a nun. And then she walks around like this. You can't mix these two styles together. That doesn't make any sense. Why does she walk around like this, but also like a nun? Very modest stuff. Like, you can't have... Priests are supposed to look flamboyant and prideful, and then the other thing, unless you're going with, like, the Jedi idea of, like, oh, well, you're supposed to look modest off your hours, but if you're on the on... If you're on the on position, you're supposed to dress for success. Why doesn't Anon cast haste again? This is, like, a big thing I don't like about things like this. Like, why does he just fucking cast a spell again? If he's got a good spell for good tricks. Anon is a creature with no consistently or massive confusing blot holes. It's like the town with no name. One fight leads to a chain of revenge for the... Man, half the school is going to be fighting Anon just because everyone is friends with someone. She definitely hits hard when she's angry. I would like to point out that obsidian is an extremely frail glass-like material and would almost certainly shatter if you swing it directly into steel shields. Like, you do know that those clubs, right, required constant fucking maintenance. You didn't just keep them. They required constant maintenance because it's glass! Oh my god. Like, yeah, you'll cut someone's head off, but if you hit armor with it... Despite being sharper, prismatic obsidian was also considerably brittler than steel. Obsidian blades, the type they used, they were tended to shatter on impact with other obsidian blades, steel sword, or plate armor. So yes. They also had difficulty penetrating just conventional chainmail. The thin replaceable blades were easily dulled or chipped by repeated impacts on bone or wood, making the artful use of the weapon critical. It takes more time to swing and lift a club than it does to thrust with a sword. More space is needed as well, so if warriors advanced in loose formations and fought in single combat. Which means that if several guys with spears gang up on you, you're dead! It looked like a paddle, but I don't know. I'm not too familiar with most weapons. I just happen to know this one because it's a fucking goofy-ass weapon. Is it the Leo Mano? It's a shark-toothed club. Where were we? I like how Anon just knocks her helmet off. Wouldn't it be something if someone else tries to, like, get his helmet off, you know, kind of just to fuck with him? She didn't need the points. Oh yeah, points. What points? I'm lost on the points. Why did I get into a fight with her? I didn't want to hurt her. Can't you turn it down? Maybe I should surrender. I like how Anon is like, ugh. The only reason Anon is losing is because if Anon wins, then the whole story hits a standstill. It's so lame. Water friend is a wooden cross. A wooden cross, yet she walks around dressed in attire that would very much religiously be Mesoamerican. Although, admittedly, I've been told that apparently if you know your stuff, you can tell apart the Aztecs from the Mayans from all the others. But I can't. Then surrender, let's end this. And okay, you stop stealing shit from everyone? You stole Nasha's shield, you stole Mia's axe, you stole Stella's wand, you're stealing her cross. Can you just stop grabbing everyone's things? You're not a thief, Anon. Doors are important. What's more important than the cross? I'm gonna kill Jesus! And he burns the cross. Oh, he does! He actually just fucking burns it! Wow. Also, interesting that she doesn't speak Spanish. I guess because she speaks Spanish in the original, so it's like you can't really... You have to know to not translate it. But at what cost? What are you talking about, Anon? Jesus Christ. Wow, this story is just going... I don't know, man. Am I supposed to want Anon to get his ass kicked? Because no one seems capable of doing so. But if they wanted to have... Why did they let me steal it? In this timeline, the Spanish didn't give smallpox to the Aztecs. Instead, they just started making out. Anon didn't want to be part of this anymore. Anon, you kind of caused all this. You are a part of this. I could evoke my dueling rights. Sorry, it's just depressing. I keep winning. It's so lame. I thought you enjoyed humiliating. You suddenly go conscious, or is it empathy? Well, empathy and consciousness tend to go hand in hand. What? So once again, Anon saw... Oh my god. What, he didn't burn her cross? What the fuck are we doing here? Oh, sorry, he didn't really do a... Don't worry, guys. We're not gonna invoke sacrilege. I'm just Calamity Anon. Which are some monsters even in front of me. Saying it's in front of me. I mean, the term monster carries such a different weight in a world where people know monsters are real. Which, sure, that's also technically our medieval times because people had only a limited understanding of the world around them. But, like, you know. I mean, considering it's medieval times, this is kind of like stealing someone's mojo. How? Oh my god, I'm getting so tired of this man. Wow, I don't know, man. I think I just don't really want to bother with this fic much more. It's kind of just. But if Anon is a monster, like the undead in the original sin, yeah, that'd be something. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be fucking something? Of course it's not something, because that would require this writer has a little more going on. And then we got Fang. Okay, chapter over. Great. Man, I don't know, man. Oh, we get to see, wow, Fang looks terrible. I have issues with this attire, mostly because I don't know, we're gonna get to it. Also, for some reason, we got this fucking thing going on where we have blank lines. I don't know why this keeps happening. Anyway, I'm gonna take like 15 minutes or whatever, and I'm gonna clear my head and get out all the bad vibes. Oh. What is going on here? Why is this formatted like this? Okay, this all makes sense, but then why do when I try to edit as an HTML, does it just fall apart? Anyway, that should fix it and make it more readable. Short chapter. We'll get to it in a minute. I'm gonna go and I don't know, maybe piss myself or something. I don't know. Alright. Out of back, I guess. Kind of. A little bit. Wait, I was recording all this time. I look like such a bingus now!